In today's climate, nothing will make you a more accurate or confident shooter than Crimson Trace laser sighting systems. Get the immediate, decisive advantage of the world's only grip-integrated laser sights today. Shoot better. Stay safer. Crimson Trace.
The #1 national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. Gun Talk, available on iTunes and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for Android and iPhone. To be on the air with Tom, call us now, 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
Oh yeah, we're having fun today because we get to talk about guns and shooting and targets and ammo and optics and, well, we'll talk a little bit of politics now and then and all the accessories and the things that we use because, you know, as I remind you, we're the good guys and gals. We're the ones who use guns safely, we store guns responsibly, we're careful about our firearms, we're aware of our muzzles. In other words, we're the ones you don't hear about in the news. Well, that's the way it's going to be, I guess, in any group. You hear about the bad ones, you don't hear about the good ones who are just doing it out of sight, out of mind, and that's what we do. One of the questions, it's got to be one of the questions I get almost as much as what's the right holster, is how do I keep my guns safe, secure, and still have access to them. So they have these conflicting goals. One is I want to be responsible. I want to keep my gun safely where no one can get to it. But I also want to be responsible and take care of my family and myself so that I can get to my gun in a hurry. Well, there are people who have solutions for that. One of them is joining me right now. Brandon Payne's with Liberty Safe, of course, the great Liberty Safe company. Hey, Brandon, how you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. How you doing, Tom?
Excellent, excellent. This is one of the things I know that you guys get all the time, and you know you're like the world's best at answering this thing. But I mean, people say, "How do I have my gun locked away so that the kids can't get to it and visitors wouldn't have access to it, but yet I get to have access to it?" And you guys don't have just one solution, you have several.
Oh, we sure do. You know, we've been known for years and years, for the last 28 years, for building, you know, the finest big gun safes in the world, and we build them right here in America. But just about 2 years ago, we actually launched our own line of little handgun vaults, and we've now got a full lineup of those as well. So in addition to being able to lock up your long guns and any other type of valuables you may have in a big safe, we also have the handgun vaults that you can place next to your bed. So you do have that secure but quick response option available to you.
Yeah, and these are not just like little locking boxes. I mean, these are sturdy. It would take something and really something to break into them. I've got one. When I picked it up in the box, it's like I almost pull my back, you know, and it's not big, but boy, it is well made.
Yeah, you know, just like our big safes, we've got a reputation for building quality product that's reliable, but also extremely nice. And so when we decided to do these handgun vaults, we couldn't just, you know, go copy somebody else and build something that was subpar. We had to build a product that was going to bear the Liberty name and be able to protect the way people expect a Liberty to protect, and to be able to be of the same quality that people associate with Liberty. And with these little handgun vaults, we've done that. You know, we've got options from just a simple key vault for a little more economical option, all the way up to biometric access. That's the finest, most reliable biometric that's available. And, swipe of a finger and you're in.
One of the things I like, and the biometric, the big smart vault is very cool, and you've got those, but you also got this little thin locking box. And when I travel, I know that there could be times when, if I'm carrying my gun or if I'm checking it, of course, there may be times when I need to leave a gun somewhere, but I don't want to leave a gun somewhere, if you know what I mean. So I carry one of these little boxes that you have. Basically, it's a little small handgun safe in my checked bag, and then if I had to leave it inside a bag at a hotel room, if they don't have a safe, I could do that and know that at least I had some level of security for my handgun.
Yeah, exactly right. Most of us travel at least, some point during our lives, and these little handgun vaults, the HDX 150, which is, I believe, the one you have, it's very secure, still quick access with the biometrics, but what that gives you the option to have is, you do, like you say, you take that to a hotel room or whatever, and I don't think anybody really trusts the safes in a hotel room, so, you take this little vault with you, and it comes with a cable lock, so you can actually, open it and have your gun in there, lock it up with the cable inside, and lock it around, a bed or some type of other secure attachment, and it's as secure as anything that's available, so.
Okay, I got to ask you about something that new. I did not know you were doing this until I just heard recently. What is the ammo can?
Yeah, for the last several years, since ammo has kind of been, being bought up at a much higher volume by individuals, we've been asked for solutions for people storing their ammo. They don't necessarily want to sacrifice the space in their big gun safes, because they've got their guns and other valuables in there, but they also don't want to leave their ammunition unprotected. So what we've created is what we call the ammo can, and essentially what it is it's built off of our Revolution line. So our it's built with the same steel body as our Revolution safes, but the inside's a little different. It's got 3 fixed shells that are capable of holding 150 pounds each. It's not locked with quite the same robust lock systems as our safes. It's a little lighter duty to get the cost down a little bit, but and it's a key only access, little cylinder key. But basically, you have a secure option to lock up your ammunition specifically and keep it out of the wrong hands. In addition to keeping it protected and freeing up the room in your safe that you were consuming with the ammo in the past. So those of you that have a lot of ammo, man, that ammo can's a great option.
Now, would it be fair? I don't want to be unfair about this, but it's kind of like it falls somewhere between your big safes and just a regular locking metal cabinet.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We don't give it a fire rating just because we don't necessarily want people to think it's safe, but it does have a fire liner in it, and so it would probably go about 20 minutes. We've never tested it, so don't quote me on that. But based on our knowledge of fire protection, that's probably what it would do. So yeah, it is kind of a cross between a cabinet and a safe as far as the protection level goes, but it's still much more
better than just a regular
cabinets. Yeah,
exactly. It's better than the cheap cabinet you're going to buy at a Home Depot or something.
Yeah, exactly, and that was the whole goal. People, it's got a pretty reasonable price point around the $400 mark, and that may seem like a lot to some folks, but when you realize the protection level and the quality of the product, once you see it and get a chance.
When you start adding up how much you spent on all that ammo, you got a lot of money in that ammo.
yeah, especially over the last few years, huh? It's finally starting to come down a little bit, but still, it adds up fast.
Looks like you got it in gray and black right now.
Actually, just black on that one.
Okay, just black on that one. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yes,
all right, so all the information on this is on the website. It's Liberty Safe, singular, libertysafe.com.
Yes, sir. All of the information is there. Any of the handgun vaults we have, there's a tab right on top that says handgun vaults. If you want to look at the ammo can, there's actually on the products, there's one that says specialty safes, and that's where you'll find that. It's kind of a specialty product, so it's in that specialty category, and you can go look at all the dimensions and see if that's something that's going to work for you.
And let me just tell you, from somebody that has experience with this, having strong shelves is a big deal, because if you get cheap shelving units and you put ammo on it, they will collapse. Ask me how I know.
I'm sure you do, and that's a challenge with when you're building a safe. You got to take that balance between cost of materials and as well as how much weight is it going to be able to bear. And so with the ammo can we knew that it would have to bear a little bit of additional weight with the ammunition, so we built them accordingly. And 150 pounds will that's a lot of ammo to add up to 150 pounds.
That's per shelf, yeah. That's pretty
exactly.
Sweet. Hey, Brandon, thank you so much. I appreciate you visiting. Tell us about the new stuff you guys are up to. Got the ammo can and the really good, I'm not kidding you, really good handgun vaults, these small handgun vaults. Very cool solution. If you got, all right, listen, thank you, sir. I'll tell you what, I'll see you, SHOT Show, Mike. See you there.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
All right, you take care. Yeah, SHOT Show coming up on us before we know it. A lot of new things. Man, we're hearing about a lot of new things being brought out, and we're letting you know about them just as soon as we can. But you know what? Now's your time. You call me. What do you wish they would make? What are you thinking about buying? Not too early to start your Christmas list. 866-TALK-GUN. 866-TALK-GUN.
Accurate, powerful, consistent. At Double Tap Ammunition, we offer 364 loads in 83 calibers that give you exactly what you've been looking for. Try us out at www.doubletapammo.com and use the promo code GUNTALK for 10% off your order.
In the fight for gun rights, we need ammunition, intellectual ammunition. And no one does it better than researcher John Lott, author of More Guns, Less Crime. John created the Crime Prevention Research Center to counter the junk studies being done to push gun control. But he doesn't have the big bucks of billionaires like Michael Bloomberg. All he has is us. So I'm asking for your help. Go to crimeresearch.org and donate what you can. This research makes all the difference. People ask what they could do to help preserve the Second Amendment. Honestly, this is one of the best moves you can make. If you can give a lot, that's great, but even the cost of a box of ammo helps. We need John Lott's intellectual ammunition. Go to crimeresearch.org. It's time to step up. crimeresearch.org.
Join the Ruger 2 Million Gun Challenge and help donate $4 million to the NRA Institute for Legislative Action. The NRA ILA is committed to preserving the Second Amendment right of all law-abiding individuals to purchase, possess, and use firearms. And Ruger pledges to donate $2 for each new Ruger firearm sold between the 2015 and 2016 NRA annual meetings. Visit Ruger.com/2 million to learn more and support the NRA ILA by buying a new Ruger firearm today.
A great trigger can make you a better shooter. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. Installation is easy. Give yourself the Timney Trigger advantage. To see more and order online, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
You're at a gun store and your phone tells you about hot deals. Want to know about special offers? No problem when you have Gun Dealio, the free app for your smartphone. Gun Dealio delivers the latest deals on guns, ammo, and extras direct to your phone. Don't overpay for your shooting gear. Get Gun Dealio. It's free at the App Store and Google Play. Trigger the deals with Gun Dealio. GunDealio.com.
At Double Tap Ammunition, we hand inspect every round that we make, and we use only the best components to give you the best ammunition on the market. Try us out at www.doubletapammo.com and use the promo code GUNTALK for 10% off your order.
All righty. This is Gun Talk. I'm Tom Gresham. Glad that you could be with us. Now is your time. Tell me about your guns. Which one have you been shooting? Which one do you think, are you thinking about buying? Is there one you're thinking about getting rid of? By all means, call me. I want first crack at that. 866-825-5486. Sometimes you look at the news, you watch the news, and you just wonder what's going on. And the media jumps on this Oregon school shooting and say, okay, we have to pass laws that would have done nothing about this. Excuse me? What did you just say? Yes, we must pass laws that would have had absolutely no effect on this, which is exactly what they're saying. We have to pass laws to get a quote-unquote universal background check. Except that this person passed background check, it appears. So it would have done nothing to stop this shooting. And they know that. And they are still willing to stand on the bodies of these victims to call for gun control measures. And then President Obama goes, and look, he's open about it. You got to give him that. He says, hey, my plan is to politicize these killings. I am going to use these victims to push my agenda. He's out there. He's right there in front of everybody. And the media is going, yeah, right on, you do that. And they won't tell the truth. They won't even ask the question. Well, would that have stopped this shooting? Does that not seem like a responsible and reasonable question to ask? The measures you are calling for, sir, would those have prevented this murder? Well, no, but we have to do something. We have to use everything we can to push our agenda because we're so smart, you see, and they're so dumb, and we know better. And if only we can convince the people that it's the NRA that's actually causing these murders. I'm not kidding you. They're actually saying things like that. We actually had a congressman that said we should, the U.S. government should designate the NRA as a terrorist organization. Speechless. Unbelievable. The leading gun safety group in the country, and has been for a century, the NRA, taught more people safe gun handling than anybody else, probably anybody in the world. The NRA has the only, to my knowledge, gun avoidance program for young children and teaches them how to run away from guns if they see a gun, if they find a gun. The NRA, a terrorist organization. I don't know. I don't get it. Sometimes I don't even recognize my country. I just don't. Line 3, Tom's with us out of Houston, Texas. Hey, Tom, you're on Gun Talk.
Howdy do, Tom. Good to hear you
Yes,
again.
sir.
I have a comment and question.
Okay.
Since 1976 in Israel, there has been no school shootings. And the one element that I believe leads to that stellar number of almost 40 years is the fact that the staff and the teachers in Israel carry weapons. And they're quite proficient at their weaponry because of the fact that many of them are recent military, I won't say retirees, because over there they have a standing force.
Right.
And my point being is that, once again, it leads back to these no-gun zones.
Well, and I've seen the pictures of teachers taking school kids out, little kids out on, like, field trips and all, and there'll be a woman standing there with a submachine gun over her shoulder slung there. I've heard those, reports, and that has been the case in Israel all this time. The thing is, Israel they don't wear rose-colored glasses. They actually understand that there are really bad people out there, people who not just who are willing to, but people who are eager to kill children. We have a president who doesn't even understand that there are forces out there who want to kill Christians and will kill Christians and do kill Christians and kill them on video and behead them and set them on fire while they're alive and line them up and kill them. And they want to kill, and they are killing people, and our president doesn't believe it. He acts as though it's not even true. Is that, they just are, what? I don't know. Misunderstood? It's bizarre. But Israel has a very realistic look on this. They say, look, we know that there are countries that want to wipe us out. We know there are people who want to kill every single one of us. And we're not going to just stand here and make it a stupid no-gun zone, which encourages people to come in and kill school children. They tried it. It works. Why don't we learn from it? Line 2, Stu, Elko, Nevada. Hey, Stu.
Tommy, 2 quick things for you. Number one on these nosy doctors. A buddy of mine had a pediatrician ask him if there was guns in the house, and he just calmly handed him a little slip of paper, and on it said, excuse me, per the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the number of physicians in the U.S. is 700,000. The accidental deaths caused by physicians per year are 120,000. So the calculation is accidental deaths per physician is 0.171 or 17%. On the contrary, according to the FBI statistics, the number of gun owners in the U.S. is 80 million. We know it's more than that. The number of accidental gun deaths per year for all age groups is 1,500. So the calculation is the number of accidental deaths per gun owner is 0.000188, which means statistically doctors are approximately 9,000 times more dangerous than gun owners. And the guy looked at the doctor and said, so if it's a matter of home security, I'm glad you guys don't make house calls anymore.
What did Doc say? Have you idea?
No. Probably
no,
nothing.
Probably nothing. Okay, exactly. And go ahead.
Take a little tongue-in-cheek here, but as far as gun control, you with me?
I am.
Oh, let's shoot for the moon. Say they declared a war on guns, okay? So, no guns whatsoever. No possession, and the penalty for possession would be a death penalty. So no guns whatsoever. As far as you could possibly go. As soon as that law passed, the criminals would soon figure out that you can nicely fit a handgun inside of a kilo of cocaine or heroin, and we already know we have millions of those distributed throughout our country on an annual basis. So,
well, exactly, to your point. I mean, we have seen what happened with prohibition, and this is a consumable. All right. We've seen what happened with our so-called bogus, phony war on drugs. These are consumables. We can't even keep those out. A firearm is not a consumable. A firearm lasts a century, 100 years or more. And we're going to ban them? We're going to keep them out? Boy, I mean, makes no sense. There's no rationale here. What you have is you have people who are more interested in dogma than in data. I take data over dogma every time. 866-TALK-GUN. Give me a shout.
You're listening to Gun Talk, now on more than 200 great radio stations. Now, here's Tom.
Well, hey, this is cool. Had Mike McNett on earlier on the show from Double Tap Ammo. He sends me a tweet. He says, I forgot to mention that I extended our fall hunting sale for Gun Talk listeners. 15% off for Gun Talk listeners that used the promo code FALL2015. That's FALL 2015, Fall 2015. If you go to doubletapammo.com, it's good for 1 week only, says starting today. So 15% off your ammo purchases at doubletapammo.com if you put in the promo code Fall 2015. Hey, thanks, Mike. That's very cool. 15% adds up. Seriously, that is some good money. Now, let's see here. The Democratic National Committee Chair, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, in the wake of the Oregon school shooting, claimed, quote, 380 Americans have been killed in 294 mass shootings in 2015 alone. Let's go over those numbers again. 380 Americans have been killed in 294 mass shootings in 2015 alone, so far this year. The only problem with that startling statistic is it's just a lie. It's not a mistake. It's a lie. The FBI tracks this. Every year, the FBI Uniform Crime Reports comes out, and every year we have the stats and the data, and police departments report these stats to the FBI. Now, we don't have 2015 yet because, oh yeah, it's still 2015. Had to sneeze there, excuse me. So Let's go back to 2013, the last year that we have full data on this. Okay, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is actually quoting this website called Mass Shooting Trackers. It's crowdsourced, which means people can just add stuff to it. And they're saying it's 294 mass shootings, 308 people murdered. The problem is, if you look at the FBI numbers for each year, you get somewhere between 18 and 25 mass shootings by their definition. Why doesn't the media call them on these lies? Why do they just say, oh, where'd you get, and what they say is, where'd you get that? Well, we got that from mass shooting trackings. Oh, okay, fine, good. But nobody ever Googles it up or looks at it and says, hey, the FBI says it's 20, and you're saying it's 300. Those are not even close. Something doesn't add up here. But for the media, they go, yep, we're going to go with that because we want to push this agenda. As I found out this week when I was being interviewed by NPR, quite literally anything is okay when it comes to pushing gun control. They throw the journalistic integrity out the window. They throw out garbage as statements rather than questions. They beat up the person they're interviewing if they don't agree with them or if they won't back down. It's the one area, if they did that to anybody else, if they did that to pick a group, it doesn't matter what they're, black, Hispanic, immigrant, disabled, I don't care who it is, anybody. It would be evident to everybody how dishonest the media's treatment of the issue is. And yet they just do it to gun owners like crazy. It's lies. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is lying. And anybody who looks into it can see that it's a lie. It's amazing. It's a head shaker. It really is. Let's talk to Miles on line 1. He's in Reno, Nevada. Hey, Miles, you're on Gun Talk.
Hey, I just need to say Saturday Night Live last night did a thing about Debbie Wasserman Schultz where it was basically her saying, "You dare oppose my whims, I will destroy you!"
Okay.
But anyway, the reason why I was calling in was I had a suggestion for a new version of the Ruger Precision Rifle. Imagine the Ruger Precision Rifle with, say, a 16 or 18-inch barrel, M-LOK compatible fore-end, and a simpler rear stock. Something like this would just about be my ideal rifle, especially if it was, built as light as possible. And I think it would also be very nice for people living in band states to have essentially a bolt-action rifle with all the scary-looking features.
Well, of course, the problem we have right now with the Ruger Precision Rifle is nobody can get one because, they're cranking them out, but the demand far exceeds their ability to make them. But I tell you what, we'll pass that one along to the folks at Ruger. I like this rifle. It is a really good-looking rifle, so it's worth paying attention to. The Ruger Precision Rifle. If you haven't seen it, you got to look it up on the website. Hey, don't go far. We'll be right back. We've got Jason, John all lined up and got room for you if you'd like to join us. Just dial 1-TOM Talk Gun. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk.
In today's climate, you always need to be ready. Nothing will make you a more accurate or confident shooter than Crimson Trace laser sighting systems. Get the immediate, decisive advantage of the world's only grip-integrated laser sights. Shoot better. Stay safer. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our new laser training video, The Laser's Edge.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen's Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
Alien Gear Holsters, the most comfortable and concealable holsters on the planet, offers big savings with our new 2-holster combo. Buy 2 complete holsters for as little as $49.88. Choose any available holster styles or colors for the guns of your choice. Alien Gear's quality products are made in the USA and include a 30-day trial, forever warranty, and free shell trades for life. Visit aliengearholsters.com today.
Before Silencer Shop made it so easy to suppress firearm noise, this was considered quiet. After Silencer Shop, this is considered quiet. Help make the world a quieter place. Visit silencershop.com to find a dealer powered by Silencer Shop near you. No crickets were harmed in making this commercial.
The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently. When it comes to personal protection, nothing beats a Bodyguard. Choose the lightweight, compact, and concealable Bodyguard 380 pistol or the Bodyguard 38 revolver, both with a built-in laser sight. The Smith & Wesson Bodyguards. Carry more comfortably, walk more confidently.
All righty. A little bit later this week, we're going to head out to Phoenix area. We're going to be doing some video work for our seasons of our gun shows, Guns and Gear and Gun Talk, although Gun Talk is getting some changes made to it. You'll be seeing a lot about that, but it's going to be more adventurous. Let's just put it that way. We're going to be having some fun. So I'll be flying my own little silver bullet out there. God, it's going to be, I'm just looking at 102 degrees on Wednesday. Good grief. What happened to fall? Oh, wait, maybe that is fall in Phoenix. On line 4, Jason's with us, State Line, Nevada. Hey, Jason, you got some range reports for us?
Sure, Tom. How's it going?
Good.
Very well. I've got a couple of range reports. One is simple and easy. I enjoy it so much. It's you were talking about securing guns, and I have a handgun vault that I think is top of the line. It's the Brute. It's so well built. It's 10 millimeters of steel. Their clamshell design, mechanical push-button locking system, bolts into my truck very well. I can't say enough about it. I feel really, really secure about leaving a gun in that.
It really makes a difference in the way you feel about it when you say, okay, yeah, I have to leave my gun in the truck, but I'm okay with that because it's really locked up. Somebody's not just going to do a snatch and grab off with that.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to break into. It would take somebody with some power equipment.
Good deal. And what's the other thing you got?
My other range report is with the Mossberg MVP Patrol. It has some really strong points and some major problems that I've had with mine in particular. I bought mine for my wife, so she would have a lighter weight, shorter rifle that would fit the AR-15 magazines that I have for my AR-15. And the first issue that I had, well, I'll say what I liked about it. I love the platform. I love that it accepts the AR-15 magazines. The size and the weight is great for my wife. It shoots very well, shoots very accurately. The first issue that I had with it when I first bought it with less than 100 rounds through it, the bolt lever broke free from the bolt where it was spot welded poorly. I returned it. Mossberg fixed it, of course, free of charge, and when I got it back, then I was still having issues where it was misfiring, at least 35 to 40% of the rounds that were going into it, different types of rounds. But I knew it was a not a good strike. So I sent it back again. Now it's finally cycling well. In there was also ejection issues. The big issue that I think is the Achilles on the rifle is the magazine well is way too sloppy. It has a hard time feeding. It sometimes will even have a hard time ejecting. The amount of play with an AR-15 magazine, and I've tried other rifles back at the gun store. I've looked online. I've seen a lot of guys having issues with both their bolts and their magazine wells on this rifle. And I was wondering, maybe you might have a suggestion. All I could come up with was I like to call it a farmer fix. I used a rubber stopper that's about an inch long between the trigger guard and the magazine to kind of nudge that magazine forward a little bit so it is more secure, less play, and feeds more properly.
You know, I don't know. I tell you what we'll do. We'll ask if anybody else has some experience with that or maybe a suggestion. It's not something that I have run into, but yeah, I mean, I know they were breaking new ground with a bolt-action gun, taking the AR-15 magazines. Can't be easy to do, but I appreciate the report, Jason, and that's good detailed information, and thank you, sir. I appreciate you calling that in. John's in Tulsa on 2, and he's got, well, something to talk about here. Hey, John.
Excuse me, Tom. Heck of a time for that cough to come in. Our fine
president. It happens.
Our fine president had a lot to say after the Roseburg shooting, which I'm sure put your truth squad into massive heart attack, stroke condition, because, frankly, I've never heard so many lies told in such rapid sequence. We're the only modern country that has such easy access to firearms for the nutcases to cause these mass killings. Okay.
We know that's not true.
We're against common sense gun laws. Which ones is he talking about?
You got to understand that for him, common sense gun law says he gets to ban at least a large number or many categories of guns. That would be a common sense thing. You know, he never has given up on gun bans. It's still on his platform. It's still on his agenda. He's been pushing for gun bans for 7 years now.
The things they seem to support never work. It's insanity to keep thinking you'll get a different result. When did common sense and insanity become the same thing?
Well, there is that. But more than that, and there's my question to you is, how frustrating is it not just to hear him say this, but to hear it go unchallenged and nobody in the media pushes back? I will say this. Now, I think that Charles Krauthammer is one of the smartest commentators out there. And I just saw a piece he did in National Review. He says, what gun control advocates mean but dare not say, guns should be confiscated. And so he cuts right to the heart of it, which is, at its core, when you talk to the gun control people, what they would like is for all guns not to be block the sale of them. They want them to be picked up, go door to door, kick in the doors, take all the guns, offer buybacks, do whatever you got to do, and basically confiscate guns. And so why isn't the media addressing that? I mean, Krauthammer does, but the others are not. I saw a great little piece, and thank you for your call. I appreciate that. He said, look, if you want to do this the legitimate way, here's a 5-step process. It's a nice little video. It says, hey, you got to elect enough people to Congress and the Senate so that you can pass a new constitutional amendment repealing the Second Amendment. Then you got to get it passed by 3/4. You got to get it signed, of course. You got to get it passed by 3/4 or ratified by 3/4 of the states. And then you're going to have to go door to door and kick in the doors because people are not going to comply. And then it's like a 5th step says, then you'll be able to do it honestly, which is repeal the Second Amendment. And oh, by the way, you will at that point have civil war because you have 100 million people and some percentage of them will not comply. Hashtag I will not comply. All right, if you haven't made it in yet, call right now. We can still get you in because we have the after show coming up. If you missed the after show last week, you missed a lot. It was fun. You can get to hear, if not see, Michelle run around the room, including up the walls and across the ceiling. So it was a lot of fun. If you haven't checked that out, by the way, you can, of course, hear the after show, as you can the whole show, through your Gundealio smartphone app. All you have to do is go to gundealio.com or just go to the iPhone App Store or Google Play, and you can load it for your Android. It's free. Just download it. You'll get lots of cool deals and save money on guns and ammo and scopes and things. And heck, you can do that too. So there you go. If you call us now, we can still get you into the after show. Richard's on line 4, Fargo, North Dakota. Hey, Richard, you're up.
Hey, how you doing?
I am good. Muzzleloaders, talk to me.
Yeah, I've heard you guys. I've heard you several times on the phone and stuff, on radio and stuff, and nobody really talks about muzzleloaders that much. And the one thing I really have a problem with is the newer inline guns that they've got. They look too much like a regular rifle rather than a standard muzzleloader.
Okay, why does that bother you?
Because who knows? You could probably I don't know. It just doesn't give the feeling and the mystique of firing a muzzleloader the way it should be fired, rather than it looks like a new modern rifle. Bolt
sure.
action.
Well, of course, I mean,
you
you can still buy a traditional old style muzzleloader if that's what you want, because for some people it's the mystique and the beauty of the old guns, but for other people it's just, hey, I want to go hunt in this other season that's available for muzzleloaders, and I want the the simplest, easiest to use gun I can, and I'm going to use one of these modern ones, and they don't really care how they look.
Well, unfortunately, I do.
I understand. I get it. Go ahead.
And I just, they've got pellets and everything else, and it just doesn't work on the traditional guns. And
I understand. It's not the same. I get it. You're not pouring powder down the barrel. You're not doing that whole deal. You got these pellets, and it's simple. And you got percussion caps, and I get it. The triggers are better, but you know what? They're better, and they shoot really well. And for a lot of people, it invites them in. And if they say, okay, I'm going to try it with the pellets, I'm going to do it that way. It's easier to use. It's simpler. And then maybe they'll say, what if I tried the old style? What if I tried Pyrex? What if I actually tried black powder instead of pellets? Many will never do that, but some may. They may find their way to that. Let's see. Do we have enough time to get somebody else in here, guys? Not really. Okay, everybody who's on hold, don't go far, because you're gonna get into the after show. Boy, are you lucky, because if you haven't been there before, well, a house of mirrors is kind of a good way to imagine the after show. In the meantime, yeah, exactly. It's fun because we'll have Jim and Michelle will be up, and we'll all be talking, and we've got maybe a surprise or two, some things that we've been doing and putting together. So a lot of things going on. In the meantime, I would just ask you to do this. Number one, maybe you could do me a favor. The radio station that you're listening to now, call them and say, hey, appreciate you running Gun Talk. We're always quick to say, we're complaining about something, but we tend to not say thank you. Your mother told you, say thank you. So thank that local station for running Gun Talk. Tell your friends about us. I bet they'd enjoy the show too. In the meantime, get that Gundealio app and make it a commitment to go out and shoot as often as you can. Take somebody with you. The more you take friends out to the range, the more you enjoy it, the more you're going to go back. You become the mentor for those people. In the meantime, carry all the time, be safe, check your six, and keep on shooting and keep on training.